Listen up. And this is for anyone out there. For somebody who needs it. Some people don't come into your life to love you. They come into your life to use you. They don't come into your life to bring to your life. They come into your life to take from it. They don't see you as a person. They see you as an opportunity. They don't love you for you. They love you for what they can take from you. They're not loyal to you. They are loyal to the benefits that come along with you. That's why they never show up. No matter what. No matter how many times you've shown up for them, they will not show up for you. Stop breaking your back for people who just haven't got yours. Pure as day, if that relationship ain't reciprocated, then damn well that relationship needs to be annihilated. No matter what friends, family, or a person that you've been with for a very long time. If your talent wasn't there, would they still be there? If they can't give you time, why should you give them yours? Just get rid of every single leech that is in your life. Simple. Fuck them. It sucks to know that the ones you love the most won't even do the least for you. But don't let their lack of support create a lack of belief around people who will pour into your cup and not drink from it. There are plenty of people out there willing to support you. Don't let nobody ever plant something in your mind to have this doubt. There is no one around to support you. There's a whole world of people that are willing to elevate you, support you, motivate you, inspire you. But again, it all starts with you. And remember this, rehab time. Refuse to be used. Yeah, simple as that. You know what fucking time it is. Go to the gym. Again, guys, make sure you like, comment, share this video. And without your support, we won't be able to reach the world. And again, you know, this is just a motivational video that you're just going to get attached to the podcast. Yeah, peace up. See you around. Remember, time, gym time.
And welcome to the Contenders Corner podcast, where we talk everything that is wrestling. I am joined by Jay, the host, me. I know you've missed me, guys, and let's get the ball rolling. I am the host, Jason, and join me, Scott, and Ian as we dissect this episode of HardTalk. We are an unbiased show here. We'll go into this episode with an open mind, whether it's good or whether it's bad. We aren't afraid to hit home some honest, thunderous thoughts. And again, guys, as I've said before on this program, if you don't like our broad talk, then you don't need to watch this show. But anyway, if you are a fan of our broad talk, our honest opinions, then please feel free, like, share, comment and subscribe, and comment in the comment section below and share with us your opinions of what wrestling has been like. Stay with us as we have a lot to discuss here on YouTube. Are you ready? This is HardTalk. Go for it, guys. Hit it. Cody Rhodes, the opener actually, because you know Ian spoke to me a few days back, yesterday, about Paul Heyman and Cody Rhodes, what I thought about the promo, and to be honest, I felt like that was absolute real. It felt real, you know. That felt absolute jaw-droppingly real. What a promo as well. Well played by Cody. It was extraordinary, you know, and especially as well the main man, the wise man, Paul Heyman himself, as well, to be there, and the right guy. I think the right guy for the promo, and Raw actually looked like a jaw-droppingly good show as well, by the looks of
Oh, it
by
was
the look
banging.
of it.
It was a really good show this week. You had
Yeah.
really good show this week. This was the real talking. Like at the time of the show, now the talking point for me was the Brock Lesnar promo with Bobby Lashley, and the talk of Brock mentioning Sable. But when he's with Sable after 4 or 5 hours, who do you think of? Bobby who?
Bobby who?
But no, when we got to Cody and Paul Heyman, this is like, because following SmackDown last week, there was a lot of fear that fans would start to turn on Cody because of the popularity of Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
And like Cody not being Cody seemed to recognise that, and he wished support for Sami Zayn. And then Paul Heyman just came in, and when Paul Heyman does a promo, he knows how to make it personal. He wants to make it personal, so he's kind of helped Cody Rhodes there to have people invest in him for the match with Roman at WrestleMania, for people wanting him to beat Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Now, like now on SmackDown last week, we saw the boos that Cody Rhodes was getting during the Roman Reigns promo. And like a lot of fears that people would turn on Cody, and then they'd have to add Sami into it to make it a triple threat. Because we've seen this before. Like when they were deciding for Randy Orton versus Batista for WrestleMania 30, the popularity of Daniel Bryan increased. When they were deciding Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair for WrestleMania 35, the popularity of Becky Lynch increased. And now, like on this occasion, no. Like if we're doing this, if Cody is the one to beat Roman, it can't be triple threat. It has to be 1-on-1.
I don't know. So, Scott, how are you going to outline this promo?
I've not watched the segment yet, but I know that it's been interesting. I've seen a small gist of some words online, and I think the fact that they've come in and they've done that promo even before Roman Reigns has defended his title against Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber. I mean, if people didn't know that Sami wasn't going to beat Roman before, they should know it now. And yeah, I do agree that if Cody is going to win the championship, Roman needs to be pinned. The singles contest, this is what Cody Rhodes has come back to WWE for. They have brought him back for this moment. And I just think that if you waste it and keep it on Roman Reigns, I think it'd be a massive opportunity lost. So I think the more this goes on, the more you have to sort of push Cody into that spot. Because you need to have Cody Rhodes strong. With Reigns being a champion for 2.5 years, you can't just have a guy come in, win a couple of matches, and then beat Roman, and then just expect to be realistic. You need Cody to look as strong as humanly possible for a wrestling show to do.
And plus, you also need fans to invest on Cody's side for him to be the good guy and all that. And to do that, you need to make his story personal, and that's what Paul Heyman helped in doing.
So you need to make Cody look as much of a hero as possible. So yeah, Cody has to be the main focal point, because Reigns has been the champion. He's like the Apollo Creed to Cody's Rocky Balboa. That's how they've got to do it. They've got to make Roman's the unbeatable world champion for over 900 days. This is where Cody has to be that Rocky Balboa style hero to be in. That's where they've got to go with this.
So is Rocky Balboa going to beat Apollo Creed this time round?
Well, hopefully it won't take 2 matches, but yeah.
Well, hopefully it does well. Yes, Roman is he's the Apollo Creed. He's also the Dragonoff.
The
Not
Dragonoff.
Dragonoff. Flip it. What you call him? Dragoff. Except he's Samoan.
Except he's Samoan. He's not Russian.
Yeah, he's the Dragoff. He's the Dragoff of this story as well.
But the thing is, how does it look like it's going to fold now, though, Ian?
I think it's going to fold still in Cody's way. Like Paul Heyman, that promo, Paul Heyman knew that in order to get the fans back on Cody's side, he'd have to make it personal between him and Roman. So bringing up his relationship with Dusty Rhodes and bringing up the fact that all the people Dusty Rhodes helped in the Performance Center and NXT, of all them, he mentioned how Roman was his favorite and he wished he had a son that was Roman Reigns. If you make that personal, you will get people invested in Cody. Because Cody is doing it for his, came back to do this for his dad. And so if you want to keep people rooting on Cody, you have to make it personal by bringing Dusty into it.
So what about you, Scott? Are we going... Oh, sorry there. Words not coming out. But, yeah. Are we going to expect Cody to win post-WrestleMania?
I think the expectation will be on Cody winning. Because his story fits that of someone who's come in to win that title. So I think the way, now that Cody has won the Rumble, and now Cody is finally in that position to take on the main event of WrestleMania, you have to sort of half expect Cody to win. I mean,
you do. You do. I mean, and you also have to expect it as well because at the moment he's one of the top merch sellers for the company, and he sold out 2 house shows. Like, fans came to house shows just to see Cody Rhodes.
Exactly.
So he's become like a draw since he's come back. He's become a big time draw.
Do we expect things to heat up, Scott?
Because he was never just to go back, sorry to interject. Was he ever really a draw in AEW?
Well, no, because he was
that taken off him by the likes of John Moxley and Jericho and Omega.
Well, no, really, because he was an executive, weren't he? He actually made himself not ever go for the AEW title. But I kind of think that he shouldn't have put that on himself. You know?
No, probably. He kind of backed himself into a corner after that because he was not really the odd time he was putting over every guy that was coming out of WWE into AEW, and then he ended up winning the feuds. Like if you saw with his feuds with people like Andrade and Malachi Black, he was the one that always won the feud.
But then he did win the TNT title 3 times.
He did that, yeah. He won some form of gold.
So, do we expect things to heat up in the next few weeks, in the next coming months, going into the road to WrestleMania here?
If Paul Heyman's involved, then yes, they will heat things up. You have to make this story personal.
So what are we going to see? Are we going to see Cody Rhodes attack Paul Heyman at some point?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if he'll attack Paul Heyman. He'll have. If he could try and attack Roman Reigns, we'll have days where Cody gets the advantage, and we'll have days that Reigns will get the advantage, especially with the rest of the bloodline. So they're going to have to make it really personal. Do they bring in the other Do they bring in the other family members? Do we see Brandy Rhodes getting involved? I don't think we're not going to get Dustin Rhodes involved because he's still contracted with AEW till June, I think.
Yeah, we still.
Plus, I think he's a bit preoccupied with Swerve Strickland at the moment.
Yeah, and plus I think he's on his last few months as well.
So what are your thoughts on this, Scott? What do you expect to see going into the road to WrestleMania?
Well, we want to see. It's the main event of WrestleMania. We want there to be something big behind it. Last year we had Reigns and Lesnar with all the Paul Heyman shenanigans going on in the build up to it. The year before it was Reigns versus Edge, then you had Daniel Bryan coming in and making the big story out of it. I mean, Drew versus Lesnar didn't quite get that. It's a pandemic. Yeah, exactly. So,
but it was post-pandemic, weren't it? Really. So you kind of half expect that, though, don't you? Really.
No.
Yeah. So hopefully, we want the main event of WrestleMania to be a match that we want to look forward to watching.
And plus, like, I don't know whether you call him or not part-timer, but like, isn't this the first? This is the first main event in quite a while with 2 current roster stars. But do you call Roman Reigns a part-timer?
Are you actually asking that? Seriously? Is Roman Reigns a part-timer? Eh?
They didn't have to defend the title that much. They didn't have to appear on TV that much.
Right, okay, we'll ask you that question, yeah. Is Roman Reigns a part-timer?
Part-time wrestler. But he does appear in...
Here we go. Oh,
he is quite frequent, where he does the buzz by and he acknowledge me, and the character and the story building. He's regular in that.
He's regular in terms of promos, yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of actual wrestling, yeah, he is part-time. And then tonight is MJF's first match for a couple of weeks. So it's slightly different, but not that much.
I can see what you mean with saying that MJF is a part-timer, but well, if
wrestler, not part-time as an actual gimmick.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like other champions before him, like John Moxley, you know, Kenny Omega, they were frequent, you know, in terms of wrestling. They were there every single Dynamite, you know, promos or even if it was a match. That they are present, you know what I mean? But like the question dawns, doesn't it, Scott? Like, are you a fan of watching someone just at the end of the month wrestle?
Well, you want to see your champions, do business, because the champions are the headliners of the show,
and they represent the company. And they represent the company as the top of the table.
So you are a fan of part-timers?
No, I'm not a fan of part-time. Like, I don't agree when WWE has to call in guys like Goldberg or Brock Lesnar to take the title, and we don't see it for a couple of weeks, or The Rock even, and we don't see it for a couple of weeks or even a year when there's other talent that's being held back. It's not getting like. I was talking to a friend of mine about the Royal Rumble last week when people were giving out that there were no surprises in the Rumble. And I was saying to him, like, the aim of the Royal Rumble match was for Triple H to start getting more current roster stars on the Rumble.
Was that Ricky?
When it comes to, if you're a wrestler and it comes to Royal Rumble season and you're looking forward to trying to get a spot in the Royal Rumble, even if you're not going to win it, you would get annoyed if your spot is going to be taken by a part-time star who's looking for a quick paycheck.
Of course.
Because he's a hometown hero, he's a Hall of Famer. And your spot is taken then. And your paycheck is taken.
We were talking about this last week, you know. Like Scott.
I'm just trying to see like where Roman would fit in this, because like this is a company that's been using people like Goldberg and Brock Lesnar and Edge and Undertaker as part-time talent, and The Rock as well, and Cena to main event their biggest show, and Batista as well, the biggest show of the year. So, and Triple H to main event the biggest show of the biggest wrestling show of the year, and not just using the current roster. Now with Triple H back in creative, like we could see that for the next few years. The current roster will get their spots in the main event. When it comes to the men now, like the women's main events that have been done by full-time talent. But with the men's, there's always been one or the other has been a part-timer. So it's good to see two current guys actually main event. Like when was the last time two current roster stars main evented WrestleMania?
Here's a question. So if the wrestler goes part-time, but they've put a lot into the company, they've invested a lot into the company, they've done a lot of work, they've put guys over, stuff like that over the decades. I'm talking like Undertaker level, you know. Does a guy such as the Undertaker deserve to go part-time if he's had, like, say, 3 decades of putting out back to back? He's invested a lot into the company. He's been full-time for so long. That's a question to you. If a guy such as that caliber has been there for so long, for near enough like 3 decades, and they go part-time because their body can't cut it anymore, then do they deserve...
Guys on the WWE roster now are in a very similar situation when they've been there for 30 years. There isn't anyone that's been there that long.
No, but what I'm saying is, if someone was to, then would they deserve to? If their body can't cut it anymore, would they deserve the spot of, I just need to go part-time?
Well, yeah, of course. In that sense, yeah.
Yeah, if you're someone like The Undertaker, then yeah, you deserve it. If you're Goldberg, yeah, because you can't wrestle as good as you used to.
If you're John Cena, yeah, because no one wants to see you anyway.
No one wants to see you.
When you're Brock Lesnar and you have no other outside interest, then yeah.
Oh dear. But the question is, do you like part-timers, Scott?
I don't.
Seeing as you asked that question, it's fair to say that you answer it.
Well, I never said that a part-timer deserves better than anyone else. I'm not saying that. Roman is only a part-time wrestler, as in matches. But in terms of his overall contributions to the company with segments, I don't think it's entirely fair to say that he's a proper part-timer, because he does turn up on SmackDown and Raw when required. He puts in great segments. I mean, look at the work he's done with Sami Zayn just over the last 6 months alone. It's incredible. And Kevin Owens. Now you've got Cody Rhodes to come soon. I think once he's defeated Zayn at Elimination Chamber, which is I'm 99.9% certain will happen, then he will come in and start building up the story with Cody. So yeah, he might not wrestle every week like the likes of Cody Rhodes or Finn Balor does, but he's still relevant because the people around him and the company that's keeping him on such a higher pedestal. So just because you're not seeing him in the ring every week doesn't mean he's that much of a part-timer, because he is still mentioned in every single main roster show.
And plus, he doesn't have any other outside commitments. He doesn't go out to shoot movies. He doesn't go out promoting other sports he's involved in.
Could you see Roman go to Hollywood?
I think he would go to Hollywood. Yeah, he has a look he has a very Jason Momoa look. And we've already seen him in a film. We saw him in Hobbs and Shaw. He's the cousin to the biggest actor in the world. So yeah, he'd get on a movie.
So moving on from Roman, the rest of the show, Bray Wyatt. Let's talk Bray Wyatt here. Who do you think is going to attack next, Scott?
question. It needs to be someone similar to LA Knight, but maybe slightly of an upgrade.
A slight upgrade.
Well, WrestleMania is around the corner. I think the potential plan, what they will do, is Bray Wyatt versus Uncle Howdy. Is a rumour that I have heard. So I think they will push ahead with this story where, I mean, I'm still confused as to what Uncle Howdy's purpose is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's supposed to be he's Bray Wyatt's uncle, but he attacks him sometimes.
And then he showed up with him when he's sitting on a rocking chair.
I mean, I know he's telling a story here, but I'm getting a little bit confused.
As to confused.
Where this is probably
This is you getting confused.
He needs to feud with someone who's on the same level as LA, like a good
Yeah.
talker. Like if he was to do some like inter-promotional Raw, the closest he could work with LA Knight would be The Miz.
Are you getting confused with this storyline, Ian?
I missed the last segment of it because my computer kept breaking down on me. But I know I just saw that Uncle Howdy was sitting behind my chair. But yeah, we want to know what is the purpose of Uncle Howdy. Is he trying to convert Bray Wyatt back into the dark side, to his very dark self? Like, we're also kind of now we need to wonder what part Alexa Bliss is going to play in this because she's after taking time off from wrestling.
So
And she's needed time off now. Either she's had a break, she's had problems with her mental health, or something else is going on. Like, we don't know.
So we reckon this will get put back then?
I don't know. Maybe we might see something close to WrestleMania and she returns for it. So we have to really wait and see. But at the moment, we know she's just taking time off.
What would you like to see going into WrestleMania with Bray Wyatt?
I'd like to see him feud with someone like the same level as LA Knight, or maybe even somebody who could be much more of a threat to him and even have a dark side to him. Like, there was talk a while back of the idea of Bray Wyatt and Karrion Kross.
Would you want to see that match go down, Scott?
They are very similar. And yeah, it does make sense. But then you know what all the smart people on the in there be like? It'd be like, oh, my dad's freakier than your dad. That sort of thing. That's sort of the vibe that I think it will bring off. But it does make sense because they are somewhat similar to each other. They both like the dark, mysterious things to the gimmick, but
They both have like the very like entrances that get the fans going.
Yeah, but I think it needs, if anything, that match probably would have fitted the pitch black scenario a lot better maybe than Bray Wyatt as LA Knight would have. So,
But would you want Karrion Kross to fall short to Bray Wyatt?
well, Cross has lost a few matches recently where he lost to Rey Mysterio on SmackDown. Not the greatest showing in the Royal Rumble match. He did lose to McIntyre in Saudi Arabia.
He was the second eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, which is not really ideal. So
No, it's obviously not his time yet. So
yeah, so I just think it's obvious that Bray would win. I mean, yeah,
it's obviously the Cross is going to be set back for a while until Triple H thinks he's ready.
It'd make a great story, but then
Yeah, like I'd like to see like what part Scar will play, and like if Alexa Bliss would be brought back into the picture.
well, I know Alexa's taking some time off.
Oh yeah, but would she bring her gothic side to her to counter Scarlett's?
That's interesting. That is interesting.
It'd be a waste if they didn't, I think.
Oh, for sure. And like, we still haven't seen Scarlett. We've only seen Scarlett wrestle in mixed tags. Like, we haven't seen her do one-on-one. Like, I know she worked the mixed tag, like, and she was fine. But like, I'd like to see what she could do in a proper one-on-one match.
The return, Lita. What are your thoughts on this, Scott?
Oh, we now know what's going on there. It's looking like for Elimination Chamber that it will be Lita teaming up with Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus to face at Elimination Chamber to face Damage Control.
Oh, that's good, because I love a part-timer.
It is as well, and plus, I suppose
It's another part-time.
Elimination Chamber being in Montreal, you have to have a hometown. You have to add another hometown hero along with Sami Zayn and Natalia.
Scott, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have you got a part-time issue or something?
No, I haven't.
You keep making a sarcastic joke to another part-timer.
That's a joke because we had a conversation.
Oh. This ain't gonna go down easily, is it?
No, it's not. But no, it's looking like a 6-woman tag. Becky, Trish, and Lita versus Damage Control.
At WrestleMania or Elimination Chamber?
Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber.
Like, we don't know what the plans are for Becky and Bayley at Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. Like, we thought it would be Bayley versus Lita, but like, you could more likely see Trish and Lita working with Dakota and Io for a bit, and then there's the talk about Dakota and Io facing Ronda and Shayna at WrestleMania. And then I don't know whether you continue to have Becky and Bayley have one more match at WrestleMania.
How would you book that for the women?
Well, they're not going to be getting a title shot at WrestleMania. That's
no,
because
I know it, and it's probably for the best they don't at the moment.
Yeah, so there's no reason why you can't maybe. If they are going to do the Women's Battle Royal, if they're going to bring that back, and they could keep that storyline going. But maybe I would save the 6-woman tag until WrestleMania. Because as a certain someone we know likes to point out, WrestleMania is the night to have your big stars and your...
You could do a Fatal 4-Way. You could have Io and Dakota taking on Trish and Lita, Ronda and Shayna, and whoever else they can get in.
Yeah, so
and then with Becky and Bayley, you give them another match with another stipulation.
That would actually be a good follow-up match. That would.
Like you could say maybe 2 out of 3 falls, maybe. 2 out of 3 falls. You've already done the steel cage. How do you top a steel cage? Like you don't go too far and say Hell in a Cell because it doesn't need a Hell in a Cell.
I'd say women's TLC match.
There's that as well, or maybe 2 out of 3 falls. The first fall would be a pins, the second fall would be submission, and comes to a third fall. Actually, no, forget 2 out of 3 falls. Let's say last woman standing. That's how you wrap it up.
Or no disqualification.
Last man standing is no disqualification.
Falls count anywhere,
but
maybe?
Like, with Trish and Lita there and Becky there, you also want to have maybe look at the idea of getting Damage Control over.
Well, why not put the women's tag belts on the line?
Well, there you could have you could have the 6-man chamber, and then you could have Dakota and Io face Trish and Lita.
Yeah, put the tag belts on the line because let's face it, the women's tag belts have not really been used brilliantly.
They haven't been defended in a while. No, they haven't been defended in a while. Like, and we know that Well, you have that defend model, then you get them by Trish and Lita, and then you do your fatal four-way. You do Dakota and Io versus Trish and Lita versus Ronda and Shayna versus Candice and Mia.
Has that been something they've missed, Scott?
I think it's something that's sometimes been ignored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got Dakota and Io going around as tag champs.
Yeah.
And sometimes, if they wasn't actually wearing the belts, you'd probably forget that they've won them.
Oh, you would. Like, they haven't defended those titles since December.
Yeah.
The last match was them versus Liv Morgan and Tegan Knox.
So
WrestleMania is the best time to have these sort of matches. So
yeah, and then do you use the match to get Dakota and Io have a WrestleMania moment, or do you put them on someone else? Do you put them on Ronda and Shayna? They'd be a beast of a tag team.
It feels like now, like, because obviously the focus has been just like on other stuff. It's like you don't know what's going on now, and this was the question.
When we get out of Elimination Chamber, I'm sure the focus will go back into the tag team titles because they've been building up the Women's Elimination Chamber match.
Is too much of the focus being put into, two areas? You got Bray Wyatt, one main focus there, and then you got another main focus being Roman Reigns. Is there too much focus on those two scenarios, Scott?
Well, Roman obviously will attract focus. He's been the champion for so long. It's the case of the will he, won't he, drop it. So yeah, there's obvious focus there. Same as Bray Wyatt. He's just come back in from absence, and it's going a bit slowly, but there's always focus about what's going to happen next. But I still think there is other scenarios, there is other characters that is being built up. I mean, you've got the Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio storyline that's ticking along nicely. You've got Jey Uso, potentially signing with Sami Zayn. You've got Solo being the destroyer for the Bloodline. There's the Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar thing that's starting to tick over. So there is a few storylines that he's going on.
There is that indeed, and like the good thing is though that after Elimination Chamber, we'll have 6 weeks of story to build up to WrestleMania because there won't be a pay-per-view in between. So like there will be still time to build up something for the women's tag division, but like the first thing they have to do is they have to book the Raw and SmackDown women's matches for championship matches for WrestleMania. Yeah, we're getting Rhea and Charlotte, but first we're going to have to see Rhea get by Beth Phoenix, and then whoever wins the chamber to face Bianca Belair, more likely Asuka, we'll have to get building into that because that's going to be a big match.
I expect it to be Asuka.
I'm expecting Asuka as well, but like. You think they could turn Asuka heel because she gets a good reaction with that makeup?
So, would you say they're gonna go back with the focus of Raw being the main show?
I think that will work better after WrestleMania. Because with Roman being the champion, always going to be on SmackDown because of the Sami Zayn, Jey Uso storyline. I think all of the attention will be on SmackDown until Roman loses the titles. If he does lose them at WrestleMania, then I think you can potentially, because Cody, I'm assuming, will stick to being on Raw as a champion, and they will probably crown a new one SmackDown in the near future. So they need Roman to lose the belt.
Depending if how many belts Roman is putting on the line, though, like if he's putting both belts on the line or he's putting just one.
I hope he puts both.
I think it's more likely he's going to put both on, because I don't think he's going to be doing 2 nights.
Yeah, so if he is going to take a leave of absence after that, then it makes more sense to see him drop both.
He drops both, and then we have the draft after WrestleMania, and either Cody will be the number 1 draft for either Raw or SmackDown, and then they'll tell him that he has to give up 1 belt. And he'll probably give up the Universal title because he'll want the WWE Championship, knowing its legacy.
Yes.
So you reckon they'll bring back that WWE title?
There's rumours that Cody wants to bring in the Winged Eagle title.
Yes, that's right. You could bring in the Winged Eagle title and give it a modern twist.
Just like the Continental Championship back in the day.
And then if he only holds the Universal title, then you have to have some form of tournament to decide a new champion that can carry it, the Universal title.
I know what you mean.
And then you decide do you give that to Drew McIntyre, do you give it to Sheamus, do you give it to Wyatt, do you give it to Mysterio?
Would it be a good thing if they did that then at the draft? They split the titles, they returned the WWE Winged Eagle title to Cody Rhodes, SmackDown gets the Universal title, and they give it to whomever. Well, would you say, would you want them to give the Universal title to just as a handout, or would you want it to be like some kind of battle royale or?
I think it would be done by a tournament.
Yeah.
You take your top 8 current roster guys. The winner of the finals will be met at WrestleMania Backlash. And then you have someone to carry the company, and then Roman returns for SummerSlam, and then see what happens from there.
Would you say that's the way they should do this then, Scott?
I definitely think a tournament is the right way to go. You can have that match in a pay-per-view, the build-up, put it main event the pay-per-view, and I'll go that way. I mean, the last time a title's been handed out, obviously the most famous part was probably Triple H back in August 2002 when Eric Bischoff crowned him Bodyweight champion on Raw. Then there's one with Randy Orton at No Mercy where he lost it 10 minutes later and then won it back at the end of the night.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
So making a tournament, and I would like LA Knight to do well in this tournament.
I'd add in onto it as well. Like you pick your top 4 faces you'd pick would be probably Drew McIntyre, Sheamus. I don't know about Wyatt. Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, and you give them, and then you get someone else to be a top star as well. And then for the heels, you have your likes of your Gunter, you have your Solo Sikoa, you have Karrion Kross, and maybe an LA Knight. Yeah, but who would I pick as the top 4 face? Oh gosh, okay. McIntyre, Sheamus, Mysterio, maybe Wyatt, or would Wyatt be a good option?
It all depends if Bray would want to be in that situation.
Yeah, but does he need to be does he need to take a loss to someone else?
What about Ricochet?
Oh yeah, well actually, hang on then. How about then for the 4 faces representing, you have Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Ricochet. Because obviously Mysterio will still be involved in a feud with Dominic after WrestleMania, and then those 4 could be the top faces, and then your top heels going into that tournament would be maybe Gunter if you don't want Gunter, depending how because he still hasn't been pinned yet. Gunter, Karrion Kross, LA Knight, and I had another one I should say, and Solo. Maybe Solo, or is it too soon?
No, I wouldn't say it's massive. Definitely too soon.
Well then, you take Gunter out and you keep the focus on the Intercontinental title with him. Like you don't want to have his first loss in a tournament. You want his first loss to be at a time when he loses the IC title.
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
So then, how about for the faces then for the tournament, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, Ricochet, and for the heels you have LA Knight, Karrion Kross, and then you also control Solo Sikoa, and then I think a chance on this one, Santos Escobar.
Oh, that's not a bad shout.
Yeah, because you could have Sheamus get eliminated, because I'd say Gunter could cost them the match, continue their feud. And then you could have it come down to Drew McIntyre and maybe Drew McIntyre goes ahead. Maybe Drew McIntyre and LA Knight in the final.
And there's history between them two, of course.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre or LA Knight would be the ones in the final, or else Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman.
But as what other people have said in the past, recently, with how Matt has said that with how Braun Strowman is being booked, is like only like putting over smaller guys recently. So here's a question, because Matt did bring it up in a podcast. About 2 weeks ago. Is his character getting kind of stale at the minute?
You mean Braun?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing that he was doing before he left the company.
Yeah.
It just feels like he was doing his thing. Went on holiday for a couple of years. He's come back and nothing's changed.
Yeah.
So in a way,
I
can see what you're saying.
But here's a question for Ian. Like, would you say Braun Strowman needs something new, fresh?
It's really hard to say. Like, what can you give him that's fresh? His character is just basically a monster. Like, the worst thing you can do with him is you put him in a situation like the Big Show, and then there are days when he's heel, and then there are days when he's face, and you can't tell what he's doing. Basically, he's the same character. The reason he's only putting up he put over Ricochet was because of the comments he made about wrestlers who are nothing but flip-flops, who do nothing but flip-flops. And acrobatic moves compared to being a strongman, and that's why he got himself into trouble for that. So that's the only reason he's in that spot with Ricochet. Which is, it's okay. It's not a bad spot to be in, like, because they do work well together. But I don't know, like, what can you give him that's going to change? What can you give him that can change? Like, they tried putting him they made him a member of the Rosebuds. No one knew who he was. They made him a member of the Wyatt family, and he was not great at his wrestling back then. And then he had to get himself over as just a simple monster with a simple catchphrase and get these hands. And like he worked well with Alexa Bliss. There were some fine moments there. And then he was heel for a bit after he was touched by the Fiend, but that didn't last long. So I can't see what else you could give him that will change. He's just basically his gimmick is a monster, and that's all he can be. And
it's basically like this.
Anything else you could just be ripping off from other monster-like characters from the past. Like, what are we going to do now? Are we going to like make him a dinosaur? Make him WWE's Luchasaurus? Like, I can't see what else you can give him.
I'll put a circus hat on him and call him the Greatest Strowman.
Oh, that's definitely a Vince McMahon idea.
that is.
I mean, he's already been like in the sort of like that sort of gimmick. Like, that's very similar to when he was with the Rosebuds.
The Greatest Strowman.
That's very similar to when he was with the Rosebuds.
To be honest, I could actually picture that as well. I could actually picture it coming.
Picture that as well, like,
him coming down the ring going, "I am the Greatest Strowman."
Yeah, like a big circus gathering of entertainment.
Yeah, I don't care what you see. I make no apologies. This is me.
Yeah. What?
I can see it happening.
Right.
Like, it is hard to decide what to do. Like, the whole gimmick is monster, and that's really what he's born to do.
This is me. Right, literally, Scott. Here's a question for you. Out of the off topic question. Yeah, like, what have you been watching the past couple of days?
Last couple of days, not that film. Oh, come on,
well,
that joke in my head for ages.
You're reciting the film now.
Oh, come on, a lot of people. Classic.
It's a classic. Is that what you're saying? It is.
Classic.
Oh dear me! What have I got on this podcast? To be fair, like, you know, I think it is a good film. To be honest.
Hang on a second.
very busy all the time myself there, so I was just going to get a takeaway from the gourmet pizza factory. Do you want something from there, or do you want to the piece of steak?
I'll think about it in a second.
I need to order now from. We'll think about it.
Because I'm just on a call. I'm on a call on the podcast at the moment.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, sorry. It's okay. I've just turned it down. I don't. Possibly not. I'll cook the steak. I think, yeah, there is. It's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay if the phone turned down. It's okay. Hello?
Hello.
Sorry, I just had to turn down the phone there. I had a visitor.
No, you're alright. Don't worry about it. No sweat.
Did I miss anything?
No, didn't.
If you've been asking what I've been watching for the last while, I've been watching The Last of Us. It's brilliant.
Yeah, you mentioned that the last week. Like literally, on to be honest, I could do with watching it, but again, it's what program is it on now?
It's on Sky Atlantic.
Sky Atlantic,
America,
yeah.
it's
So,
on HBO.
that's what I'm saying, yeah. So
It's
you know,
really good. Like particularly Pedro Pascal is very good.
yeah,
He's always a great actor.
yeah.
And one
Like
who plays Ella is very good. Bella Ramsey.
yeah. Like it's as what I've heard, it's a decent series, and it's a very binge worthy series. I've heard a lot of good things coming out of the gate from God of War.
Oh, God of War is brilliant.
Yeah. So
Anyone going to play Hogwarts?
like the new Hogwarts game, yeah, that looks really good. It looks
I'm hoping to get it.
yeah.
It's out on Friday. A friend of mine got an early copy. I'm not the biggest fan of Harry Potter now, so I'm still playing God of War.
You're still playing Ragnarok, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, brilliant
I've
game.
fallen back behind with
'Cause
other things going on. So.
I was referring to like there's good things coming out the gate of the series that's been announced. You know what I'm saying? Like they've at the minute like they're announcing good things. Like they're keeping the series to how the game is being portrayed. So how it is in the game, it's that's how it will be in the TV series. You know what I'm saying? So like that on that aspect, it looks absolutely ace. So you know it's going to be epic. But again, it all comes down to who will be the cast. But again, that's further down the line, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But like the game wise, Hogwarts now, like I've watched some videos on YouTube this morning, and the graphics, how it is, how it's the gameplay and stuff like that. It looks mint, Scott. Like if you are gonna get it, it's up there in the good games.
I'm hoping to. I am really hoping to.
What I've seen so far, man, I ain't played it myself, but like what I've seen, the hour video that I've seen on someone's stream, it looked mint. It looked brilliant. So there's some good feedback there for you.
Anyway, what did everyone think of Vengeance Day?
What did everyone think of Vengeance Day? Scott?
It's expected bronze to retain the championship. I still didn't think that Grayson Waller was the guy to beat him. I actually don't know who the guy is to beat him.
I think the guy to beat him is obviously Carmelo Hayes.
Well, yeah, he got as well.
I think he's the one to do it. Like Carmelo Hayes has very much been a lot of investment has gone into him by Shawn Michaels.
But then, like it all comes down to the question, like when are they going to have Braun Breaker drop the title?
If you're going to have Braun Breaker drop the title, you have him drop it at Stand and Deliver. Yeah, that was good. My favourite match of the night has to be the 4-way for the tag team titles. Like you had the New Day, you had New Day and Pretty Deadly, and they're the established ones. You have Gallus coming back in after a good while. and then you also help set up Chase U to be a top team. Like their gimmick is finally growing on me now. The Chase U, it didn't grow on me at first, but it started to grow on me since Duke Hudson joined the team. And like I like your one. What's her name? Oh, little hyperactive blonde. She's cute. Forget her name. I can't remember her name because there's so many. I also thought that was my favourite match tonight. Second place match had to be Wesley versus Dijak. That really got Wesley over to be a top champion. Like he's been from a pay-per-view wise, he's been a good champion. And I've always liked Wesley. So that was my second favourite match, and I also enjoyed 2 out of 3 Falls was fine as well. And the triple threat for the women's title. They were the matches. They were the fine match. They were the matches for me.
What about you, Scott? Did the results play out the way you wanted them to play out, or were there a bit shocks down the road?
I'm very pleased for Gallus. I'm 100%.
I like Gallus. I do like. No, I've always liked Gallus as a team. Where's Joe Coffey been?
I don't know.
He's got himself in trouble
Exactly.
again.
Like I couldn't really tell you off the gate there.
Has he got himself in trouble again?
I couldn't.
I've not heard anything.
No, because he got in trouble a couple of years ago, and he was off TV for a good long time. No, but I do like Gallus as a team. They are very strong together.
But like,
it's more likely that they're gonna Pre-Deadly will get them, and then Pre-Deadly will be done, and they'll be on the main roster after WrestleMania. They're ready. They're definitely ready for the main roster.
I've liked Gallus and Pre-Deadly for quite some time now. I think they're 2 of the best tag teams to come out of the UK.
Careful. Like Joe Coffey should have been someone who should have won the NXT UK title at some point.
But it's like we've had this conversation before, like they need to like keep the tag teams, like you know what I'm saying, like keep.
They can put now to the main roster like that 4-way was definitely a reminder of when NXT had the best tag team division in all wrestling.
Yeah.
And I think Pre-Deadly is someone who's ready for the main roster. I think after this, whenever they get their shot with Gallus.
But what you don't want is them to go to the main roster and then after a year or two they split.
No, they won't. No, that's very hard. Of course, speaking of splits, Toxic Attraction.
So we're taking the split then.
They have split. They saw the split. Like if you didn't see it, it was very like basically it was booked in the same vein as how the Rockers broke up on the barber shop. But this time, instead of the barber shop, we had Ding Dong, Hello, It's Bailey. And like it was basically when JC Jane kicks Gigi Dolan and she throws her against the door, but the door doesn't break; it only gets damaged, and she's crying basically. And like they did it really well. And like it was the right call because after when Mandy Rose was fired, there was really nothing can be done to replace the group because the group was perfect as it is.
Yeah. And then
like I
literally...
said before, bring Chelsea Green in, but now Chelsea Green is a Karen, and this character and it suits her. So just end Toxic Attraction the way it is.
It's one of those really, and you know what I mean. It's like
I know it's like saying like when Kurt Cobain killed himself, do we get someone else to fill him in? No, we just end Nirvana.
Yeah. It really is a shame, because like.
Like they would have been great on the main roster.
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
Rose hadn't gotten herself in trouble and started putting out the content then.
I'm not going to comment on it because
there's no point commenting on it. But it's just the way it is. But
I think they could have done a lot. I think they could have done a lot better on that aspect. I think they could have just said
they would have been. They could have been a top. They could have been a top threat on the main roster.
But it's one of those. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the women do fall short in some areas of where it comes fair pay. But,
I know, but I'd say if
but
Mandy
like
Rose hadn't been doing that sort of little devious stuff, then we would have gotten them on the main roster.
But then the question falls into what I've just said, doesn't it? You know what I mean? If there was area for negotiation to offer better pay to certain.
Yeah, she probably would have taken it, but I suppose
Yeah.
like Mandy had her loyal following of perverts, and they were giving her lots of money.
But yeah, this is how the world is these days.
That's all we'll just say there.
This is how the world is these days, isn't it?
Every week in AEW, you've got to give the people what they want.
But
Actually, speaking of AEW, I asked this question to wrap up the show, or are we still going on?
But like this moves into a different conversation now. So it's like, you know, could we see down the line, because obviously Tony Khan allowed Tony Storm to come to AEW. Would we see a pull out the gate here? Could we see Toxic Attraction and Mandy Rose go to AEW? Scott.
Mandy, possibly, yeah, because they'll allow her to continue her work. Because like, although with AEW they allow Tony Storm and Tay Conti to do OnlyFans. Like, so with Mandy Rose, yes. GT and JC, I don't know if the gimmick would really get over.
Yeah. What about you, Scott?
Well, I saw some social media report yesterday that WWE wanted to bring Mandy Rose back, which are probably one of the biggest laughing stocks of the year. So
Laughing stock. Why laughing stock?
Well, we'll fire her for the reasons that you did,
And then you bring it back.
and all of a sudden it goes public, and now you want to bring her back. What? Before a 90-day or whatever contract runs out, stop her sign for someone else.
Yeah, you're kind of really. It's kind of like saying like your child has been bald, and then you send to a room, and then you just give the child what they want. So they won't keep acting the brat.
But again, it's the question, isn't it? You know, it's like, well, they fell short in not. It's like the question I just asked you. You know, if there was room for negotiation there, and they were more, I'd say if they had like questioned it in a different way, and then delegated it differently instead of just going, "Oh, you're fired," but like if they had offered a better contract, better pay, I think she probably would have. I think she probably would have stopped.
Her contract was fine. Like the simple thing they wanted her just to do was take the stuff down because of the sponsorship deal they had with Mattel.
Yeah.
And Mattel is producing girls' toys like dolls and all that.
Yeah.
And they can't have, and like they're obviously going to produce dolls of the women's wrestlers for WWE, and they find out that one of the wrestlers is producing porn, then it's going to cause a bit of problem.
But yeah, let's just like not use that kind of wording. Just, you know.
If she's producing dirty adult material.
Well, yeah. R-rated material, yeah.
Then because the company is still a family company.
But yeah, let's just keep this professional. You know, because obviously we don't want to attract. We don't want.
Yeah, I can understand that.
We don't want to lose kind of like, especially like, you know, if we talk in a certain way, we're gonna lose a different audience. You know what I mean? So if we use
I understand that. Sorry.
So if we use different wording, and we keep it discreet, we keep it professional, but we are broad in the same sense, but we keep it in like kind of a PG setting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're still.
But if you are watching this podcast and you do like what you hear, please tell your friends and get them viewers in.
Yes. Yes. Speaking of AEW, as you just mentioned it there, does Billy Gunn betray the Acclaim tonight?
I think yes.
Do you think so?
I'm really going for at the moment when it comes to tonight's Dynamite. Like, well, this and I want to see Daniel Bryan versus Roosh. But I think the focus will be on the Acclaimed and the Gun Club.
So you think it will go down then?
It's so hard to say though. Like, are the guns ready to be are you fans of the Gun Club?
I am, yeah. No, the Acclaimed. I am a fan of the Acclaimed.
I love the Acclaimed. I'm not the biggest fan of the Gun Club now. Like, they're good talkers and all that, but they're.
I think the Acclaim. What does it for me is how the entry is the entry for me.
The are always great. Like,
it's brilliant, man. But yeah, like
just don't give a you know what.
Yes, they target anybody.
Yeah. That's what I like, man. It's fresh, it's new, it's different. You know that's why I like the Acclaimed. Anything more? Let's talk MJF, Scott. What's next for MJF?
Well, Danielson keeps winning, and then Danielson will face him in an Iron Man match at Revolution.
So
first, MJF has to get started. Takeshka.
Is MJF?
That's going to be a banger.
Is MJF retaining or is Daniel winning?
I expect MJF to retain.
I expect him to retain as well. Like, it's his first pay-per-view title defense because AEW is good at building stories and they only have a short range of pay-per-views. So, yeah, he's retaining.
So we're having a full year of MJF as champion. So we're going to get 12 pay-per-view matches basically out of MJF, but he's not going to go full time basically.
I wouldn't say it lasts the whole year. I'm not going to 100% put that on the record saying that he will do that. I think he'll have a great run. It's just a case of finding that next big star to beat him for the championship. And
I know. That is the thing though as well. But here's the thing though, we still have with MJF as champion. There's still the other issue, that being the bidding war of 2024. So do you keep him on the title until his contract runs out by 2024, and then decide to give him a new contract, or he goes to WWE?
That's hard to say, isn't it?
Do you keep him on for a while? That builds more interest, and then does he do a Summer of Punk where he takes the title and he goes out, and then we wonder, does he take it with him to WWE or does he come back?
Well, it's like what I've asked you before with the rumours and speculations that are coming through. It's safe to say that I've got to ask you this question again. Unfortunately, I know at some point you're going to end up saying, "Stop asking me this question." But again, with the rumours and speculations coming through on Wrestle Talk on YouTube and all these other many more, dirt sheets and stuff like that. We are in the 8th of February 2023. Many months ago, we were saying and talking, and I asked you multiple questions. Will CM Punk return? And you said, no, you don't think he will. But with the rumours and things are coming through, have your thoughts changed, Scott?
I am hearing rumours of CM Punk and FTR teaming together.
Yeah.
Whether that will happen, I don't know. I think it is possible, though.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
So, have your thoughts changed?
What, on him as a person, or?
Have your thoughts changed of the return? So when you said multiple times that you don't think he will return, have your thoughts now changed? Are they slightly?
Before that happens.
What? Sorry.
Things need to happen before that
happens. What things?
Well, I need to sit down and talk to
the Elite.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, that's still the little the elephant in the room there, the Elite.
Right, so I asked you, Ian. We've asked you multiple times, and you've said no, you don't think he will return. Have your thoughts changed?
Oh, it's really hard to say. Like, it's okay. I said no, he may not return because of this whole thing with the Elite. But like,
Yeah.
everything is a little more calmer now, and the Elite are back being the six-man tag. So
Yeah.
the trios champions. So with CM Punk, like, does he need to return? Does he need the money? Like, I'm sure he's got a lot of money saved. Does he need to go back to WWE? Probably not. Like, but with AEW, like, does he sort of try and talk it out with the Elite and maybe work with them to have the match with them and versus Punk and FTR? Or does he come back himself, like, to challenge for MJF in a year's time? It's so hard to say now. So, like, because it's all calmed down. Everything's calmed down now. Or, like, do we need him to really bring that toxic attitude back to AEW? Because it did hurt. It did hit them hard there. So it's now hard to say, will he change? Like, we'll see CM Punk change his ways. Will stop being so toxic.
Would it be safe to say keep him away from the what are they called again? After the pay-per-views?
Oh, scrums.
The scrums, yeah.
Scrums.
Would you?
Keep away from media scrums, yeah. Because once he has that mic, he uses it as a weapon.
Yeah. So, if you was Tony Khan, you're making the decision to bring back CM Punk. You've had them conversations with the Elite, with Kenny Omega, Adam Hangman Page, Chris Jericho, all those other people he's had dealings with. Yeah.
Well, if I'm them and they decide if you're going to bring him back, you keep him away from us, or you give him his own locker room. You give him his own locker room, or you have him put me over.
Or there's
Or else if you don't bring him back, like, you use someone else to be the next star. You start building up someone to be strong enough to take the title away from MJF.
Like, should they have done? Should Tony had kept him just at the bottom, just for a bit more, like what they did with Daniel Scott?
Maybe they could have done that, because I think when he joined the company, he wanted to work with the great young stars in the company. He done a great opening match with Darby Allin. He catapulted MJF to a higher level than he's ever been in his career.
Yeah.
I mean, Hangman Page, I don't know if him beating Hangman
Page. He did set Hangman Page back a bit.
Which in a way could have been a blessing.
Yeah, like, he set him back a good bit because Khan wanted to push him to the moon because he knew how much of a draw he would be for AEW in the future. But the only thing that happened was his body gave up on him. And he got injured twice on 2 title reigns.
Yeah.
So then again, like, does he need to be the one to take the title off MJF? Like, you could have Kenny Omega take the title off MJF. We haven't seen Omega and MJF fight it out.
Or you could potentially have MJF drop the title to Adam Cole.
Yeah, he's a good option as well. Yeah, they'd be the two top options. Would be Omega and Adam Cole.
But
they would be the 2 top options.
It's safe to say that, like, that's all they've got right now. To, like, where's your next guy? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
depending on
it's like
you want a fresh guy.
It's like what you said last week with WWE with Roman. It's like, who else could, if it's not Cody, if it's not Sami Zayn to win the title, then who is it? You know what I mean?
Well, the obvious choice to me probably be, and I know someone who's been saying this a lot, probably Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker. But, like, is that too early? It's like, when
it probably is. It probably is too early. But then, so then you have to go with Cody Rhodes.
But sometimes winning the world title early isn't a bad thing. I mean, Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle were 2 prime examples of that.
Yeah.
They have been 2 fine examples of that. Someone else who's been, like, Sheamus has done it as well.
Yeah.
Kane. Like, The Undertaker was only a year into the company when he won his first title.
Mm.
Yeah, but then he went 6 years before he won his second, so...
Yeah.
Mm.
Alright, there's that as well.
But then again, like, he went 6 years with it, but then, like, the streak, you know what I mean? Like, that was that itself is an accomplishment, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Of course.
With all the matches he's had, with all the people he's put over, you know what I mean? That's an accomplishment himself. It's in its own right. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like, you know, I think they could have done more on terms of give him a few more title reigns. The Undertaker, I think he deserved. I think he put in enough to the company to deserve a few more title reigns. You know what I mean? I think that was the only thing that I could transpire to that. You know, I think he deserved a lot more in terms of how many titles he had. Maybe people, you know, thought, well, he's done all this anyway. He's got a decent legacy. He didn't really need the title. Would you say he was one of those guys that didn't really need the title?
Yeah, I suppose he was over.
Mm.
And for someone to be over without even being a champion, that's a great skill to have. I mean, MJF did it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if you can be over and relevant without being champion, then full credit to you.
Mm. I think we're going to wrap it up here for this week, you know. We're just going to keep it like an hour and 20 minutes this week. We'll probably do a longer one next week, if you're available.
Cover Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Next week.
Oh, we should also cover the
Yeah.
rumours for the Hall of Fame as well.
Yeah. I can do that next week, yeah.
You've seen the pictures.
Hopefully we can get Tim on it next week. And hopefully you don't give me like one word answers. Yeah, we'll have him back next week. I'll try again.
Try and get Matt on as well.
Yeah.
And Scott, I will see you on Monday, by the way.
What, sorry?
Yeah, will be a final.
The final?
See you on Monday.
What are you doing Monday?
Yeah.
Well, let's just say me and Scott are in a certain quiz.
Oh, right, okay.
And let me just say, ding.
Ding. Oh, is that what you have to do? Ding.
Yes. Ding, and you answer the question. 30 questions.
Right, okay.
I'm not going to mention another podcast on there, but like you probably have an idea which one it is. But
Yeah, I've seen the quiz.
yeah. You've been watching me on the quiz.
What do you want to name it? Quiz? Is that what? is that what it's
I mean,
called?
have you seen me on the quiz, like in the rounds?
A few times I've seen. Yeah. Why? Are you good?
Yeah. Thanks. I know it's good crack. Like I had crack with your man in the Danhausen shirt.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter. Give them the money quiz.
It doesn't matter. Give them the money quiz.
It doesn't. No, you give them the money quiz. Or your purse quiz.
We might as well call it you only ding when you're winning.
Oh yeah.
Only ding when you're winning. Quiz. But anyway, we'll wrap it up there, guys, and we'll see you next Monday. I hope you enjoy that quiz anyway.
Yeah,
You know,
hopefully we'll better luck Ian in that one.
definitely.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
And we'll continue this predictions quiz that we do anyway.
Yeah, well,
It's looking like it's going to be a good series. This one, I think. yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a good one. You know, we're down for some good crack on here anyway. But anyway, right, guys, you have a good week. Good few days. Do what you got to do, and then we'll hopefully have you back on. Anyway, enjoy that whatever you call it quiz. Anyway.
Yeah, will do.
Right, see you in a bit.